Welcome to Night of the Dead and a tutorial on setting up a creative world. I was asked in the comments by a few people and asked in chat by a few people, how do you set up the creative world I did for my electricity how-to? And we'll go over this quickly. Shouldn't be long. It'll take me longer than it will to show you. So we start a new game. Excuse me, whatever you want, difficulty you want to test in. Choose what you want. Just like you're setting up any world. Oh my goodness. And we're right back where we were. No, I don't want to do it from this location. It's just uncanny how many times you start down by, or at least I've started down by the power plant. Doesn't really matter where we're doing this. Okay, so we are up by the very first place I ever spawned in. Okay. So what we're going to do is we are going to go escape, and we're going to save, and we're going to save game. Now, as you can tell, I've done this a few times. We're going to go return to title. We're then going to go into our computer, and we're going to go to the C drive, user, your username, which in my case is my name, local, when we go into username, you're going to have to find app data. It may be hidden. You'll have to show hidden objects, hidden items. App data, local. Once you're in local, you're going to look for LF, saved. There's going to be a few things. Go into saved worlds, and you are going to see all of your saved worlds. Now that we found that, we're going to go back in and we're going to load a new single player game. Sorry, we're going to load an old game. And let's just say we go into my no traps one. Now, what I would normally do if I'm doing this is I would make sure that my player, had absolutely everything on it that I wanted. So for instance, I'd go in and I would finish any research that needs to be done. Now, what I would strongly suggest is that you don't take anything else other than full stacks. If it doesn't equal a full stack, do not take it. Base is at a premium, unless it's something like the lubricant, in which case then you're going to want to take a look at that and make sure that you're taking a good amount. I'm going to take the extra food I have, and the only reason I'm going to take that is because it'll be good for us to be able to get into a point where we have so many hit points that even at a lower level, we're not going to have danger. We'll grab the plastics. Boom. We'll grab wood. We'll grab regular logs, because we'll need those to build. We're not going to need those. We will grab... Now I'm looking at the cement. Cement doesn't take anything extra, So we'll just take cement. You understand what I mean by that in terms of cement? Doesn't take branches or anything to make it, so we'll just take the limestone. We'll need some we might need some of that. Don't need that. That's always good. We do not need research papers, so just throw them out. You're not going to worry about that. We will take some, because we're not going to beat down any rocks. So we've got a good amount of stuff to start with. Let's make sure our fuel is full. It is, so we'll get rid of the extra. This fuel is good. Nice. We've got all high-level items. And we have room. Can always use... Do we have room? We do. Can always use more iron. And we'll just make more plates. Why? Because we'll turn these 23 into plates. No, I won't, because it's not really going to allow me to do that. So you take whatever you need, okay? We've got pretty much everything. We've got good health. We've got, oh, candy bars. Candy bars are always good. There we go. So we've got lots of candy bars. Now we're going to run up to the area of the map where we spawned in, which was up here. I will meet you up there. And I'll explain why we need to be there, and I will show you. So I'll meet you there. Okay, so we're now at the spawn point where we spawned in on the new game. So we are just going to go and we're going to save. And we're going to call it, I call it dupe or whatever you want to call it. And save the game. We're now going to exit and go back to title. You then go into your save games and you're going to see Creative World, which is the first one we did, and dupe. Now, if you want to be able to use a new character, make a duplicate, make a copy of Creative World. If you don't want to use a new character and you want to use the character you've pulled in because it's going to be much better, it's going to have all upgraded skills and everything, don't make a duplicate. You're going to want to open in a new window to dupe, and you're going to want to have Creative World open another one. So you're going to see 5 files: a .png, a level.save, a persistent.save, a player.save, and a slot.save. You're going to want to take the dupe player.save and copy it into the Creative World.save. Now, Creative World Player.save, you're going to want to copy that name. You're going to delete that out, and you've got the dupe player.save. You're going to rename that and call it Creative World.save. So now when I go in and I load up Creative World, we're going to go in and we're going to see that, lo and behold, it's not the newbie character that was saved. It is Eventually, it'll pop up. It's my character with everything I just brought in. So you're like, okay, that's still not really enough. To do a kick butt world. Of course, I have to build where there's a couple trees. I really don't care if I collect these or not. And I'm going to build my regular because I'm done building on the ground. This is just safer. And we're going to go in and we're going to build the half. We're going to go down. Dang, an owl right off the bat, eh? Anybody else notice that the owls and everything are really plentiful now? So the first thing I'm going to do, well, just to show you, that won't hook in, but this will. So again, this will stop everything from floating. Now, if you really want to be careful, when you do this and you see where it's hooked in, if you can see over on the right-hand side, if I go like this, and it was hooking in right about here. If I put this in here, and I believe if I, and this will be a test. Can't believe I brought that with me. What a waste of space. If I delete this, that'll still float. Whereas if I had done that without that, it wouldn't float. So I could do that on every single connection I make. I'm not going to because it's a little bit time consuming. And you're like, okay, what are you doing, Greg? I will show you. Very nice. Whoa. Okay, so now we can take this and we can go, and we should be able to upgrade all these. Now, what I realized is I didn't bring any rabbit with me. I strongly suggest you bring rabbit because you're going to want to upgrade these all to the highest level you can get them. And you might be wondering, hey, Greg, why did you do the double layer? Now you're probably looking at the time and going, oh no, I'm not going to have time to set up a base. And you're right, you're probably not going to have time to set up a base. However, with traps, I really don't think that's a problem. I think you should be able to, with having the flamethrower you have and having the lightsaber you have, be able to get through the first wave without anything in terms of traps. Now, obviously I'm doing this quickly. You can see so now you're starting to see I am out of materials, and you're like, oh no, you didn't bring enough. Well, yes, I did. And I'll show you why. We want to get everything in our inventory out. And I mean absolutely everything. Okay, we're going to save the game, creative world, and save. We're going to return to title. We're going to go back in to our files, and we're going to take the Dupe player and we're going to copy it over to creative world again. We're going to delete the creative world player save that we just saved, and we're going to recall Dupe player save to creative world. We're going to go back in and we're going to load up, and we're going to find that we are back on the ground, and we have absolutely everything that we had when we first started building the area above us. And look, it's here. I have everything I just put away. So you can do this over and over and over again until you get this set up. And you have the start of my base, or however you want to do your base. I'm sorry, I can't resist. It's an owl. It's just too tempting. And that is how you create a creative world. So I would just go in here, and I would just put everything away again. Like so. Boom. Put this all away. Right? And then you just go through the whole thing again and you reload everything that you've got. Your fuel, your leaves, all this stuff, your ammunition, right? And then you save again. And we call it Creative World. And then I return to title. And then I bring the Dupe player save in again. I rename that. I come back over here. I load the game, Creative World. I'm going to be back on the ground again, and I'm going to have all of my resources. And there we go. And I have all my resources again. And just to show you that it worked, all the iron, all the bricks, all the plastic, all the cloth, everything's still here. So, yay! That is how you create a creative world. Now, I'm 1600 hours. I have a level 10 flamethrower and a level 1 lightsaber. If I can't get through this wave with this, then perhaps I shouldn't be playing in a creative world anyways. So, and I really shouldn't do these after I've had a couple margaritas, but I have. So that is how easy it is to create a creative world. All you need to do is manipulate. So you will see, I will put in the comments, I will put the link, this position where your saved games are so you can find them, and I'll put in explanation as well. So if you found this helpful, leave a like, leave a comment. If you haven't already subscribed, please do. I'm absolutely amazed at the subscriptions lately. I'm kind of didn't think I'd ever get to this point, and it's kind of exciting. So depending on where you are in the world and what time of day you're watching this, have a good morning, a good afternoon, a good evening, or good night. And I will see you during one of my streams, hopefully. And if you come in and you haven't said hi before, please say hi. Cheers.